How's it going, guys? I have a special announcement to make. I have graduated. What? That's right. I'm out of high school, moving on to university. So you may be thinking, then is this where I'm living? Well, this is where I was living before. Now it's just I'm in my garage instead of my room. Is that fridge really going right now? So there's probably going to be a lot of like outside noise, probably a little bit of echoing, but we're here to talk about something more important than either, me graduating or like I don't know anything. We're talking about Spiderman and how it's like affected me personally over the years. I'm going to tell some personal stories that I wrote down on my phone. Also, I completely forgot to mention this. I dressed all nicely, and I'm wearing like all this like nice clothes or whatever, and then I'm wearing like Pokemon Crocs with the dogs. No socks, no service. That's what I say. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. And so, as this video goes, I'm probably gonna remember more stories than what I have written on my phone. I have a lot written on my phone. So this is also going to be a very long video, I am realizing. And also, while I'm recording this, the video is flipped. So I'm going to have to fix that in post. Where should I start? I have like a list. So right here I have this old Spider-Man costume. This is a Sam Raimi Halloween costume to give to like very, very young children. As you can see, it is wrecked on the side, and the back zipper was destroyed, and the ass region was also destroyed. And so there's a lot of stories I could tell about this suit. So for one, I used to wear this everywhere that I went when I was a young child. I don't explicitly remember it, but I do remember one time at the library wearing this. I was like a young wee lad. So, But yeah. So I wore this everywhere I went, and I remember very early on, the zipper broke in my basement while I was playing Spider-Man, which was not preferable, but alas. I don't know where the mask went. That is lost to time. Another thing that was lost to time, speaking about, things being lost to time, I tried to get everything that I'm talking about, or like something to hold while I'm talking about that's related to it. I think a couple things I don't have anything for, like this next one, which I had 2 Venom suits growing up. There was the the more comic accurate one, and then the Raimi one. And it was actually funny. The Raimi one didn't have this one has like fake muscles or whatever. The Raimi one didn't, and it was the opposite of that suit. And but the comic accurate one did, and I think I got them both for Christmas. But it's funny. So a tradition that we have is that we will wake up here at my house. We will open up gifts, and then we'll go to my grandparents and we'll open more gifts. So a lot of times with that side of the family, or that's how it used to go. It's not really like that anymore, but you don't care. But so I remember, or this might just be, how you can just like make up memories. This is the fill in gaps. I'm pretty sure this might be a fill in memory, but I do know the one is so the one I'm not sure is true. So I remember, this does relate to the Christmas thing. So I wake up here and I get the Raimi suit, and then I go to my Nana's, the name for my one grandma, and my uncle's girlfriend at the time got me the comic accurate one. So I got them the same day, which is crazy for, you know, younger me. I was lost in my goddamn mind. Two new Spider-Man suits in a day. What am I gonna do? So of course, since the one had muscles and the other didn't, I engaged in misogyny. So I still have this. She's still a friend of mine. But she lives on a farm or whatever, not too far. And so I brought, because I'm as big as a nerd as I am today back then. I brought the two suits because we used to like dress up or whatever with like Halloween suits like in summer. It was like a thing. So I made her wear the non-muscle one because she was a girl. And then I wore the muscle one because I was a dude. And then I like climbed. She didn't want to play at all. Also, both these suits are lost of time. I have nothing about these suits. I asked my mom where they are. She has no clue. Like, I don't know. The suits they're lost of time. They're lost media. You know, love that YouTube channel. Check it out. They had a really good video about the Spider-Man versus Kraven the Hunter. Very good. But yeah, so those are lots of time. What do I have to talk? What do I have next? What's next on the chopping block? Oh my god! Okay, I gotta grab the DVD for this. It's cut off in the video. There's like a lot of DVDs, so give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you my childhood. This is the exact DVD that I watched Spider-Man 3 at least 100 times growing up. This was like my favorite movie. And I know, oh my god, it's the worst one in the trilogy. I love this movie with my whole entire heart, my whole entire soul. I love this movie. I have a specific cranium memory that I would not let my mom cut my hair. As you can probably tell, if you look at my old videos, I don't like my hair. I don't like my hair being cut. This is still a thing this day. But so I would not let her cut my hair unless I was watching Spider-Man 3. So she'd be cutting my hair and I'd just be watching, like, I remember specifically the Mary Jane, like, was it a play that she was in where she was in the dress, like, walking down the stairs and, like, I'm getting my hair cut? That was a whole thing. I love this movie. I also remember saying, you know when Eddie Brock, like, Spider-Man, like, breaks his camera and then he goes, what the hell? Remember I yelled that at my sister after watching this? I got in so much shit. Oh my god. That was, like, my first, like, actual swear word. It was insane. But that's that. You know, just my childhood, you know, just throwing it out there. Oh my god. This one's bad. So, not my nanas, but my other grandmas. I have two grandmas. It's a thing, you know. I have mom and a dad. So you guys know that I think it was the 80s. There was two cartoons. There was the Amazing Friends, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and then the other Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure she had a VHS of that. So I remember I watched that a lot. I don't think it worked all too well. Like, it would only play the beginning where Harry's like talking to Harry Osborn is talking to Peter. And that's like the only thing I play. That's the only part of that episode I remember. And I remember it ever playing. But so then I don't think I broke it. It broke. And so again, let me just say, I was very young, but holy shit did I complain. I was like, I need my Spider-Man. I need my Spider-Man content. So then she went and bought the entire Neil Patrick Harris MTV Spider-Man series. And I stole it. I have it right here. I'll grab 1 second. Again. I have the entire, all four. So stupid. All four of these suckers, I have them. I have them all. God, this is hard to do because I'm not actually looking at what I'm doing. I'm looking at the camera, and the camera's backwards. I have all 4 of them. I didn't watch it. This show scared the shit out of me. Okay, so I remember I felt... Because this show, I remember there's a clip of Mary Jane saying, like, that midterm's going to be a bitch. Something like that. And going like, oh my God, they're swearing in my Spider-Man. But... and then there was like this scene. There was like Kingpin. I didn't know he was Kingpin at the time, but Kingpin is like in the cab or whatever, or not the cab. Why the fuck would Kingpin be in a cab? He was in a limo, and I remember being like so like, it just felt off. Like it didn't feel right. And then I think everyone who has seen Spider-Man, the new animated series, knows the Electro episode and the Lizard episode are some of the most terrifying like things of media ever. I still don't think I could watch them. It would have to it would bring back like old memories. But yeah, so I stole these from my grandma. Never gave them back. Thank you, Grandma. Appreciate it for you buying me stuff, and I would steal it. Moving on. So this is when I'm not sure if we're going in like oh my God, the order that the events actually happened, more of where I think I have everything in the right order. But so I had a birthday party, as you do when you're younger, and your parents invite everyone that you possibly know, even if they're not really your friends. Or it's not like you don't like them, but it's like, I don't know you all that well. What are you doing at my birthday party? But so this is a present from one of those people. Because probably, as you can tell, it's like, oh, what do we get Carson? Oh, what is he like? Spider-Man. Get him Spider-Man. He'll be so happy. As an example, this one I can actually reach for. The first 3 episodes of the Spectacular Spider-Man. That's right. That's this pupper. And also, so this is where in my previous video I said that I have watched, or I grew up with every single Spider-Man show. This counts. There is another story. I'm gonna say it with Spectacular Spider-Man. I'll say it. This is like, but this one's like way later on. But wasn't talking about Spectacular. Whatever. So they actually, it's not episodes. It's a full-length animated adventure. It's like an hour and a half long movie because they just edit all of the outros out and the intro. They play the intro for the before it begins and the outro after the is it Vulture? I think it's Electro's last. I can't remember the order. But so after the last episode will play the outro. But it's just it's very continuous, but it's just the first 3 episodes. I love this. I watch this a lot because Spectacular Spider-Man is just good. But I always felt like there should have been more. So even though I didn't know there were more episodes, I still got the same feeling that many fans did, that's like, there should have been more of this. Because, it got canceled. But I experienced that way before everyone else, because I thought this was it, and I was like, there should be more of this, even from a young age. So that's kind of funny. But so the story, there's actually 2 that go along with this. So I've seen the first 3 episodes when I was growing up, and then the last one, I caught it on Teletoon, like Flash Thompson's birthday party. I caught that episode on Teletoon, and I watched it, and I had no clue what was happening. I was so confused. And also I thought the episode sucked because I was like, I don't want to see Flash Thompson. Where's Spider-Man? Where's he? Where's Spider-Man? He shows up eventually, but I think I turned the episode off at that point. And then also, so I finally got around to watching the entire series when my school library bought the entire series on DVD, and I rented, because it was 2 DVDs instead of the fucking 1. 2 DVDs. I rented them, watched them in a day. and I've loved Spectacular Spider-Man like ever since. So worth it. God, why do I talk like that? I don't know why I do that. Okay, this one I don't have anything for. This is just gonna be me talking. So I think everyone knows the old 60s Spider-Man show. Come on, everybody knows it. There's no way you don't know it. It's iconic. I remember I also grew up with that one. That's right, bitches. That's right. I grew up with that one too. Yeah, it was in the 60s, bitch. But so it was on Teletoon. I'm gonna expose again. I'm saying this in an upcoming video that I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian. So I watched on Teletoon. And Teletoon Retro was a thing. It was its own channel for a while where it would just be old cartoons. It's also like why I know Looney Tunes, old Scooby-Doo. I watch a lot of retro stuff. And I'm younger. It's like I don't care that the animation was like not as good, or like the voice, like the audio wasn't as good. It's like, oh my god, it's fucking Spider-Man. Oh my god. Like that's all I really cared about. So I watched, I don't know if I've seen every episode, but I've seen a lot of them. And I remember specifically watching the lizard one, where I think Peter goes to Florida. I think he goes to Florida and he fights the lizard. I watched that with my mom. That's all I remember about that episode. I watched it with my mom. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that show. So moving on. Okay, we're definitely going out of order now. But The Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. So just a little backstory. You guys are learning a lot about me in this video. I go to America a lot. It's like a family trip. We go there a good amount. And a lot of times we go because the movies are a lot cheaper there. Or they were cheaper there than it is here in Canada. For some reason, it was cheaper to go there. I still don't really understand. I was young, I don't know. But so I got to watch The Amazing Spider-Man in theaters in America. And before that, we went to Target. Yes, I know what Target is. And I got this little guy, The Amazing Spider-Man, and he sat in my cup holder and he watched his own movie. And oh my god, I love that movie. I love the movie so much. And okay, I actually just remembered. So I similarly to Spider-Man 3, I watched this movie religiously when I got it on DVD, which I have. The Amazing Spider-Man on DVD. I have a specific memory of watching this. I maxed out my TV, left all of my doors open, and just played it. Like the action scene in the school with the lizard, and my entire family was outside doing something, and they like come inside and they're like, turn that down, because they could hear it perfectly, which is, again, I don't understand that. I was so young, I just gotta believe them. Maybe they're lying. Maybe they went in the garage and they heard it. That's what I think happened, because my room was right next to the garage. Back then, I moved. But yeah, this is the exact DVD that I watched The Amazing Spider-Man, not 100 times, maybe 50 times. Spider-Man 3 is still close to my heart, love that movie. And it was my first, it wasn't my first theater experience, but it was one of the movies I actually gave a shit about. I was so excited to watch this. So I don't think this is also in the States. We were there for Easter, and we don't do this anymore. We used to get one Easter present, I'm also starting to realize as I grow up that my family might have been a bit better well off than I thought we were. We might just be fucking stinky rich. I don't know. I still don't know. And I'm an adult now. But so, yeah, we got Easter presents. One year I got a bike. already had a bike. It's not like I needed a bike. It was a bike to have in America. Like, that's what we're talking about here. But anyway, for one of them, I got this Spider-Man, which is such a weird design for Spider-Man. And like it's a design that I love. I love this design. And like fundamentally, I'm aware that's kind of not a good design. But just because I grew up with like playing with this, it's like my favorite. Like, look at the mask is so weird. If I can get it to focus on the mask, you can kind of see with like, okay, get in front of my face. Oh, whatever. There's not lines on the suit except for the mask. But this Green Goblin one, this thing's amazing. I love this thing. It's so comic accurate, and it's not a weird design. I love this thing. Yeah, so that's kind of that whole story. But I got them, and I played with them. Or I don't currently play with them, but I played with them for very, very long. Okay, so we're going back to my Nana's, not my grandma's, where I stole the Neil Patrick Harris, the one that I got, the symbiote suit. So she got Netflix way before we did, because my family didn't believe in the internet for a very long time. I didn't get full access to the internet until I'm gonna say in like a lot of my friends got it in like the 3rd or the 2nd grade. I didn't get it until the 5th or 6th grade. It's like, oh my god, you have to wait 2 years to get internet. Back then, 2 years was a lot, man. It was like 5% of my life. But so, yeah, we didn't get like internet or whatever. So my Nana had Netflix before we did, because of course she had unlimited Wi-Fi before we did. I don't know why. But so I went there, and Netflix used to have every single Spider-Man show at that time. So I watched The Amazing Friends, not much of The Amazing Friends. This other one, which I liked a lot better, I watched Ultimate Spider-Man, or I've seen the entire first season, and then some of the more newer stuff when I like caught it on Teletoon, like later in life. But mainly I watched the Spider-Man the animated series. Yes, the one that everyone loves and talks about. Even I talked about it in the one video. I said how influential it was, because it is. It's an amazing show. But you know, I was young, and so I might have just skipped like so many episodes. Like, I didn't give two flippin' flops about anything like Spider-Man and Mary Jane romance related. So if like a romance thing got brought up, I skipped to the next episode. Or if like the Chameleon is I still don't like the Chameleon, but back then it was like, oh, the Chameleon's on screen, skipping. I don't like that guy. And I remember I skipped to the first ever like Spider-Verse story. I loved it. I still love that show. That show is amazing. Oh yeah, so that's where I watched like every single Spider-Man show, was at my Nana's. Because back then, like, watching 50 episodes in a day was like, yeah, I can do that. It's like nowadays I watch like one and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go nap. My eyes have been like I haven't been Mr. Beast stimulated, you know? Like, there wasn't enough like cuts everywhere. There were, oh, where's the big subtitles, you know? That's a joke. I'm not like that. Oh my god. I haven't held something in a while. So I used to play hockey, and my birthday's in the winter, so I was playing hockey in Airdrie, and which no one except for O'Burns is gonna know what the fuck Airdrie is. I was playing in Airdrie, and my uncle, he lived there at the time, and it was my birthday, and everyone knows how much I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. And so he got me a Spider-Man game, which is awesome for the PlayStation 3. It's like, oh my god, there's so many good ones. Shattered Dimensions, Edge of Time isn't that bad. Yeah, those are mainly the two. I got the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game. And now, before I sound ungrateful, I am only ungrateful nowadays because I know that this game costs nothing and Shattered Dimensions is like $1,000. So I could have got $1,000, but instead I got one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, that was a big joke. I love this game so much. I actually played this before I watched the movie. I didn't watch the movie until like a year after I already beat this game. And this was my first Spider-Man game. And I loved it. I loved this game. But there was a problem. One of the characters said damn. And they said damn. And I was like 10 or 9 or something. And a swear word in video games? This is like going back to the Neil Patrick Harris one. It's like, swears at my Spider-Man? I got so scared that my mom was gonna like beat me or something. I was not beat as a child, but for some reason I was like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked if they hear damn in my Spider-Man game. So I played this game on mute. Whenever I would play this game, I would mute the TV. My first playthrough of this game was muted. And I love this game. I've played it, but I played it after that with audio, and it's great. But yeah, I played it muted, and the final level, the final level, I played with the homemade suit because I didn't know that I couldn't like leave, or I like played a little bit of it, and I was like, I want to change my suit, and it's like, if I leave, I have to restart. I don't want to do that. So I played the entire last mission in the homemade suit, muted. Other than that, I love this game. This game is so much better than the movie. The story's a mess, but like looking back, it's a mess. But at the time, this was so awesome, and I still think it's a better story than the actual movie. Sue me, but even young me did not like that movie. Okay, so we're going back to Airdrie for this story. What do you mean going back? I was just there. So near Airdrie, there is a mall called Cross Iron Mills that we would frequent very often, and there is a movie theater. And my mom loves Thor. She loves Thor. Thor is like her favorite superhero because of she thinks he's hot. That's it. And so Civil War was coming out. And so, if you've watched Civil War, you probably know where this is going. Thor's not in it. But you know who is? Spider-Man! I had no clue Spider-Man was in that movie. I remember, like, one of my friends, he would always go, like, day one. And so I was like, yo, how was the movie? He was like, it was great, but, like, there's, like, I can't tell you anything about it. Like, there's nothing about it I can tell you. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? He was like, the movie's great, but like you have to just go see it. Like, you can't just like listen to me. Like, you have to go see it yourself. So I was like, damn, okay. So my mom is like, she didn't tell us that that's what we were doing at the mall. We were just at the mall for a bit, and then we were like, okay, let's go home. And she was like, fucking, I got tickets. Like, we're going to go see Thor. Be hot. And Thor then wasn't in it. She wasn't happy. I was stoked. And I remember this is the only time I think that I broke my own rules. I have a rule, even younger, that I don't want to be loud in the movies. I want to sit there and I just want to watch the movie and have a good time, and I hate it when other people talk. This is the one time in my life I broke that rule. One time. So, like, I can't remember the exact context, but like Iron Man's like, I think I know someone who can like help us, and then it says Queens. I know where Spider-Man lives. He lives in Queens. So immediately I'm like, what? So I turn around, I'm like, it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. And like, oh my god, it's Spider-Man. And I'm saying it like this. And I probably annoyed. It was a kind of low-key a packed theater. I still feel kind of bad about this. But so like, I was like, oh my god, it's Spider-Man. And then Peter and Tom Holland walks through the door, and I'm like, is that Peter? Is that Peter? And then Because the whole time I'm like, what's happening? And I think they say Peter. I'm like, they go say Aunt May, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Spider-Man! It's Spider-Man! I was losing my fucking mind. And then once like the theater, like we like left the theater or whatever, I was still losing my mind. My mom was like so pissed off because Thor wasn't in it, so she was such in a bad mood. And I'm like literally like jumping, going like, it's Spider-Man! It was Spider-Man! Spider-Man was in the movie! Because I didn't know he was in the movie. So like I like lost my mind. I was 13 when Into the Spider-Verse came out. Something you can do in Canada or Alberta at least. I don't know about the rest of the world. I'm sorry, uncultured. Is that at 14 you can get your learners. I really, really did not want to get my learners, and so I was like, okay, I will actually study. I'll actually study for my learners. And I will take my learners, and if I pass my first attempt, then I want to go see Into the Spider-Verse. I don't think it was out at that time. I think it came out a couple days after my birthday. Like my birthday is like December 11th. I think it came out on the 15th maybe. So, and of course I went on the day, like on my birthday. So I went on my birthday and I got it and I was like, sick. I'm gonna go watch Spider-Man in 4 days. Like a month passes. It's still in the theaters. And I'm like, can we go see Spider-Man? And they're like, no, we cannot go see Spider-Man. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we had an agreement, we had a deal. And so then eventually we're at a Costco, and right next to the Costco is a movie theater. And I'm like, you remember what you promised me? What you promised me? Remember that? Let's go watch. Or we're here. We don't have anything else to do today. We have a full schedule. Nothing's booked. Like, we came here to Costco. We're right next to the movies. We're going home anyways. It's not like we're doing it at home. Let's go watch Spider-Man. You promised. And it was like, I don't remember saying that. Like, I was like, I don't remember saying that. I don't know what you're talking about. And she still denies us. My mom thinks she saw Into the Spider-Verse in theaters. She didn't. That didn't happen. If she did, I didn't. I didn't watch it in theaters. Don't know what I had to do, because Into the Spider-Verse didn't come onto Netflix in like so long, and I didn't really know about pirating anything about anime. So we were at Crossfire Mills again, and there's a High Top Records, I think it's called. They sell movies and stuff. I did have a Blu-ray player, but I was using my own money and it was too expensive. So I bought the Into the Spider-Verse DVD. I think $20. The price is still on there. $20, 20 doubloons for Into the Spider-Verse. And so my first experience of this movie was on DVD, on like I probably watched it on my PlayStation 3 on like a shitty little TV. When I could have watched it in the fucking theaters, Mom. Like you promised me. But no, I was like, you promised to like let me watch this movie. Can you buy it? And she was like, no. It's like, I think the Blu-ray was like $30. It was 20. I'm like, I'm not paying. I'm like a 14, 15-year-old. It's like, I don't have that money. So I just bought the DVD. Love that movie. It was my favorite movie of all time until I watched. We're just going on a tangent. Until I watched A Silent Voice, and now I think Across the Spider-Verse is a contender for my favorite movie of all time. I think I like Across the Spider-Verse more than Into the Spider-Verse. Like, we're just going on a complete tangent right now. Actually, I will talk about Across the Spider-Verse later in the video. We'll come back to this. So, okay, what's next? What's next on the chopping block? I think I know. I didn't know. So, this was kind of funny. So we're in the same movie theater that I watched The Amazing Spider-Man in America. And my family is going to see something. I don't remember I think it might have been one of the Pitch Perfect movies. I was like, I don't watch that shit. So instead, I went and I watched the director's cut of Far From Home. I had already seen Far From Home in theaters, and so I watched the director's cut, which has an extra scene of Spider-Man getting his license. That's the whole change of the movie, and it's also it's my least favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. I like it. I like Amazing Spider-Man 2 more than I like Far From Home. But I watched the director's cut. That's the whole story, but it was an empty theater. Completely empty. I have a picture of it. I might put it up on screen, but it is a younger me. And I think I was doing like a face, so maybe I won't put that in. Actually, I just did the face, so I might just have to put it in. But also, we do have DVD or Blu-rays of every single Tom Holland movie, so I could have grabbed those, but why do we buy them? I didn't buy them. I want to make it very clear, I didn't buy them. We had Netflix at this point. They were on Netflix. But I don't know why we bought them. And I think No Way Home was the worst, because it literally got added onto, maybe it didn't. I don't know why it got added onto something, and then they immediately went and bought the Blu-ray, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We have like every streaming service possible. Why are you buying them? Whatever. But yeah, that's the Far From Home director's cut story. So around this time, just for clarification, I watched Spider-Man YouTube videos a lot. I watched them a lot, but around this time is when I started to watch them like religiously. Like I was studying it. Like I wouldn't just watch one Clone Saga video. I'd watch 4 in a row so that I had it engraved in my mind. Like I know so much Spider-Man trivia. Like it's like a thing that I do. Like the other day, because my friend just started playing these Spider-Man PS4 games, and there's a Ben Reilly skin. So he was like, who is Ben Reilly? You know? Like, who is he? And I was like, do you want the long story or do you want the short story? Like, what do you want? And then he was like, I just want the story. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, actually, tell me later. Because it's just it's like a thing that I do. Like, if you get me started on Spider-Man, I don't stop. But you can tell in this video, I'm just going. But so, God, what were we even talking about? Spider-Man videos. So I started watching them like religiously around this time. Like it was like all that I watched for a bit. It was like a hyperfixation. I have crazy hyperfixations, by the way. Like it's like it consumes me for like a month, and I do nothing. I can't, like, if I have like a fantasy like a phase, I cannot consume any media that isn't fantasy themed or fantasy based. Like it's like I can't watch Spider-Man. It's like I can watch Game of Thrones, I can watch The Witcher, I can play Skyrim. I can't play any other video games, and I can't watch any other like movies or TV shows. It's bad. Besides the point, that's why I like change my content so much. It's because it's just whatever my hyperfixation at the time is. It's kind of bad, but you know, whatever, it's fine. Anyways, so yeah, I just started watching videos like religiously, like Comic Drake, Comic Tropes, Variant. God, who else? Oh, what's the one guy? Owen Likes Comics. I love Owen Likes Comics. That guy's great. I love that guy. Kind of like channels like that. They're great. I love those channels, and I love those videos. I'll still watch them. I'm currently making videos like that. I have two more Spider-Man videos coming out. This is not, if you're like 40 minutes in, you're like, is this the big project he was talking about last video? No, this is not. That one is still being worked on. It's taking forever, and I'm kind of just tired of working on it, so I'm doing 2 other Spider-Man themed videos, this one and then one about Gwen Stacy. I'll spoil it right now. It's about Gwen Stacy. It might come out before this one, probably not, because I'm recording this one before that one. So anyway, so we're gonna move on from Spider-Man videos. Okay, so the PS4 games. Let me grab them. So I have both of these for the PlayStation 4. I use the Miles variant cover because I think it looks so cool. Like it's so much cooler than the actual normal box art. But so there's not much of a story. I can say some stories that are kind of unrevolved to these games. I love these games. Love these games with my whole heart and passion. I got them both from the same uncle. Not the uncle I got the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game from, but my other uncle. And not the uncle whose girlfriend got me the suit. Other side of the family, other uncle. I have a big family tree, okay? But yeah, I love these games. I'm currently playing this one through right now, and I never played the DLC, so I'm playing the DLC. It's very fun. Catwoman's bad as fuck. Yeah, so these games are great. These games are amazing. This Miles Morales though does not run very well on the PlayStation 4. It was meant for the PS5, but I don't have the money. So on my second playthrough of this Spider-Man game, the first one, I woke up around this is a weekend. I woke up around 10, and I did not leave my room. I did not greet any of my family. I just immediately started playing Spider-Man. And an hour or so goes by, and I'm like, I'll go out and see what my family's up to, And my dog had a seizure or something in the yard. Everyone's around him. They're like, do we go to the vet? What's it was a Sunday, so it's nothing's open around here. It's what do we do? Oh my god, my mom used to be a vet, so she was handling it. It was fine. But yeah, he had a seizure or something. And I was just in my room fucking playing Spider-Man. So that's weird to think of. We're going on. We're talking about existential crises now. So it's really weird, especially when you get more. Because I'm legally an adult now. I'm 18, which in Canada at least makes me an adult. I can vote, I can drink, I can do anything I want, basically. And it's just as you this isn't a thing when you're a kid, right? It's not in reality. When I go and play on my DS as a kid, no bad things are happening in the world, no one's dying, no one's having a seizure outside. But as you get to more I have you're in the mall or whatever, and then you're at a store or whatever, and then you find out that across the mall someone got stabbed or something, and the police were there. It's I was over here having the time of my life, That's just a little existential thing that I've been thinking of a lot lately, This video is really just giving you an insight into who I actually. I'm not putting on a show in this video. This is just how I am normally. Just a nerdy guy who likes to think too hard about things and drink Monster Energy. So around this time, I started to really get interested in reading comic books and stuff like that. And so I was where do I jump on? Where's a good jumping on point? And it was if you want some just not too complicated, some good Spider-Man stories, unless you want to go all the way back to the 60s and 70s or 80s or whatever, start with Ultimate Spider-Man. So I was okay. I go and I try to look at some websites or whatever. I'm looking at it's can I afford to get this subscription service or whatever. It's at the time I didn't have a job. At the time, I was I think 2 months later I got a job. I was young. I was 16, maybe 16, 15. I think I was 16. I was 16, and so I find. I'm just gonna admit it. I read Ultimate Spider-Man illegally, but I watched it and I enjoyed it so much that I felt very guilty. I pirate a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't pay for a lot, and so I felt really guilty though because I loved Ultimate Spider-Man. It got me in the comics. I still read comics to this day. I make videos. I my last video was technically about comics. I was talking about the Zebwell run, and so I felt bad. And one day I'm in Indigo and I find this Marvel's Select Edition for the first 10? Is it first 10 issues? 1 to 7, issue 1 to 7 of Ultimate Spider-Man, which is still my favorite comic book of all time, you know? So it's just really cool to have this. Actually, in my grad picture, I have, because you can bring props or whatever, I have this comic just like sitting there or whatever, because, you know, Spider-Man is like, it's a huge part of who I am. This comic really, I might make a video about it one day. This comic really changed me as a person. It kind of opened my eyes to things. Like a lot of times in my life, I really have related to Peter Parker, and never more have I related to him than in this run, which sounds bad because he was such a dick. But I used to be a huge dick, especially around that time in my life. I was a complete asshole, and this kind of, you know, it helped me be a better person. So, you know, another insight into into my life. Oh my god. So me and the boys, right? No Way Home is coming out. Oh my god. So we're like, we're gonna go see it. Like, you know, we reserve our seats. That's all we did. And then so I'm driving in my car. And we're heading to the city. We're gonna watch a movie. And so it's winter. And this was around like a Christmas movie, right? So we're all driving. We're not all driving there. I'm driving there or whatever. And then we get there to the movie. I suck at city driving. I'm not even gonna lie. Every time I drive in the city, I almost kill somebody. So I'm like super nervous. But we get there. In Google Maps, I put like avoid all like major highways. And I just take like gravel roads and shit and like random ass streets to get places. Do like double the time. I can't drive in the city. It's a thing. I think it's just a mental block. I just need to. I'm gonna break one day. Another insight into my life. But so, like, we get to the movie or whatever, and this movie was, I think, as everyone will say, it was made to be watched, you know, and like have people go like, oh my god, it's Spider-Man, like, you know, the movie was designed for that. And so, you know, we're all in the theater, and this is the other time in my life where I technically broke my rule, but this was a movie designed to break that rule. No one was fucking quiet in this movie. Everyone was just like, oh my god, the entire fucking time. Like, no one had any respect. I will say that. No one had any goddamn respect for anything during this movie. And so yeah, people are like losing their minds or whatever. Great movie. I've never rewatched it. I watched it the one time and I was like, I love this. I never watched it again. Because that is just a movie you watch in the theaters. I don't know. Maybe if I'm like going back and doing a full Spider-Man rewatch, I might watch it. But I never just see myself going like, I feel like watching No Way Home today. But anyways, so then I'm driving home. And it's a fucking blizzard, dude. I can't see shit in front of me. And I'm in the city. I'm already like nervous. It's a blizzard outside. I have to be home like by a certain time. Like my parents are gonna like kill me. They're very, very strict about me getting home like in the time frame that they give me. So I'm stressed. I'm so stressed. And driving in that blizzard was awful. So bad. But it was a small, by the time we got to the halfway point, it was gone. But that first half was horrible. But yeah, that's my No Way Home story. I guess so. I guess, yeah, after that, we're just pretty much modern day. We're at Across the Spider-Verse, a very similar story. Me and the boys are like, we're gonna go watch it. We all reserve seats. We go watch it. It's an insane movie. I remember I purposely did not watch any trailers or anything for Across the Spider-Verse. I wanted to go basically just like full condom on, you know. I'm not expecting anything. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm like super excited. I'm super stoked for this movie. And it fully delivered. It fully delivered. Which I guess to me, I had high expectations because of Into the Spider-Verse, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know Spider-Punk was gonna be in. I didn't know what Spider-Man India. I didn't know anything. And so, it blew me away. And I'm probably going to continue to follow that in the future, because it was the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I didn't watch any trailers, went in there knowing nothing. Mind blown. If you go in with no expectations or knowing nothing, everything is going to be a surprise. I think not watching movie trailers is the best thing I have started doing, genuinely, for like entertainment. Like it's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I saw the teaser and that's it. I'm going in to watch that movie, and I'm hoping that everything's gonna blow me away, because I have no clue who is in that movie. I have no clue what that movie's about. I don't know anything. I'm so excited. Okay, so I do have a little thing before we end the video. Before I do like my outro or whatever. A lot of things in here might not be Spider-Man related. But so this is a this is a bag of posters that I got from a comic convention back when I was like 12 or 11. Like a long time ago. I spent like $200 on all of these, and they have not left this bag in ever. They've never left this bag. So I'm just gonna start grabbing stuff. Are they all in here? I just want to make sure. Oh, it's a bag within a bag. This is so exciting. Oh yeah, if you're done with the Spider-Man video, click away. So, okay. All I'm remembering now. Oh my god. Most of these posters are crossover posters. And I was really into Deadpool at the time. So this is Deadpool as a Jedi blowing up the Death Star. What the fuck is this? There's the artist's signature on the bottom. I don't know who made this. How am I gonna do this with a mic in my hand? This is gonna be hard. Oh my. Deadpool Pikachu. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay, there was a whack-a-mole contest at this place, and I won. This is Spider-Man related, so this is cool. I won these. It's a little picture of Batman, and then behind it is a picture of Miles and Gwen. Let me take the Batman one out so I can show you the full. But yeah, so this is the full shebang. That's cool. This is the final thing, so I won't take it out. But this is a Charmander Patronus, which is so interesting, I think is the word I'm looking for. It's cool. But yeah, I love Charmander. So this is a really cool thing. All right. But so yeah, that brings us now to just modern day, That's like we pretty much went through my whole life, Like you just experienced the whole my life experience. Minus like everything of substance. You just heard my history with Spider-Man, which is a big part of my life, but I think Spider-Man on purpose is just really able to like latch on to people and be important to people. It's going to continue to be important to people for hundreds of years. It's almost in like, what do we have? Another 40 years of Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been around for 100 years, Superman has been around for 100 years, hasn't he? And people still love him, I think Spider-Man's gonna last longer than any of them. Because of the whole, like, anyone can be him, Like, I do think we should retire Peter as the young Spider-Man and just have him be old Spider-Man. Or not old Spider-Man, but like, Spider-Man in his 30s, nearing his 40s. He's starting to like have a kid. starting to move on with his life and have Miles be the young Spider-Man that, you know, Marvel really wants. They really want a young Spider-Man. I think they should start pushing Miles books out into the forefront more. I think they should start pushing Miles out into the forefront more. I really do think that that Peter needs to start growing up. He's not the young Spider-Man anymore. That he doesn't need to be anymore. And if you want him to be, make a new Ultimate Universe. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to 1610 coming back and having a reset, you know. I'm not opposed. I will read it. Personally. I will read it. And I guess also, so I was going to talk about how Across the Spider-Verse versus Into the Spider-Verse. Personally, I didn't mind like Peter Porker, Penny Parker, and Peter Spider-Man Noir. I didn't mind them, but I will certainly say that I think Spider-Man India, Spider-Punk, and who's the third? There's a third one too that they added. And I guess Spider-Man 2099 are the main three that they added on to the Spider-Man mythos or whatever. I like them a lot more than I liked. I guess the side characters for this movie, for Across the Spider-Verse opposed to Into the Spider-Verse, I like a lot better. I like what they did with Miles' parents a lot better. I even like Genki better. Like, see, he's such a small character in that movie, but I just like Genki better in Across the Spider-Verse. I just think it's an improvement on everything. It's pushing the medium even further than Into the Spider-Verse it has. Beyond the Spider-Verse is not coming out next year. We have just kind of been confirmed by the animators. They said that's no way. So I'll see you boys in 2025, you know. In 2 years, I'll be in my 20s. I'll be turning 20, I think, when that movie is probably coming out. So that's something to look forward to. I don't really have much else to say. I really love Spider-Man. And I'm sorry that this video is like going to be like an hour long, but you know, if you stay to the end, you know, thank you, because this is a very personal video to me. This is definitely a way for me to not move on, but you know, I am moving on to a new part of my life. You know, I'm an adult now. I'm out of high school. You know, I'm officially out of high school. I did my last diploma on Friday. Yeah, I did it yesterday. Yesterday was my final diploma, and I'm a free man. So you know, it's really exciting for me. And this is kind of just a little overview. It's genuinely like an overview of my life. You know. So yeah, thank you everyone who watched to the end. You know, I really appreciate it. You know, make sure to subscribe. You know, if you got this far, you know, subscribe. Come on, if you got to the end of this very personal video, you want to see more of me. You want, come on, you know, just hit that subscribe. You know, it'll be fun. It'll be fine. You know, you're gonna be safe. I don't bite. But yeah, so yeah, thank you. If you have any you know, things that you are curious about, then leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.